Hi guys, what's up? Thank you so much for watching Mostly. Sorry. Hi guys, what's up? Thank you so much for watching MostlySane. I am Prajakta. Welcome back to another Real Talk Tuesday video. I would announce whom we're doing this video with very regularly, but the number of times I've watched his videos on the internet and I was lucky enough to actually attend my first ever. Yes, I was.
This one?
Yes, I was. So I want to say Russell.
Wait, first night or second night?
Second night.
Oh, that's the good night.
It's the second night. Yeah,
that's the better night.
So I want to say Russell Peters, but I'm so used to listening to your name as Russell Peters.
Oh, that's my brother doing that, funny enough.
Ooh. So hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
It's so nice to meet you. I am a huge fan.
So we didn't meet then?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
Like I really wanted to meet you, but you were busy, so that's fine.
I mean, we did a meet and greet. I don't know how you flopped on that.
Nobody told me about that one.
Uncomfortable in the room.
But I get to meet you now. Also, I had my cards prepared and then I left them on my flight. So all I have right now is this.
It's like a card, but one.
Yeah, it's singular. Also very, very thin. But we're going to go with it.
Go for it.
First of all, I've said this like, I'll probably say it like a zillion more times.
That's fine.
I'm a fan.
I want to hear it as much as possible.
And
I want to keep you as a fan.
Perfect.
Yes.
Also, given the fact that I'm a YouTube content creator who makes comedy videos,
Okay.
like I have seen your content so many times. I don't want to say study, but I've like binge watched the same shows over and over and over.
That's all good with me too.
Yes, trying to understand that, and now getting to speak to you in person is just like.
It's ready. You're ready to be disappointed.
No, I don't think so. But hey, I have a few questions, like from a creator to creator.
Let's do it.
You do comedy, which like, so the brand of comedy that I do, which I've always said this, like I'm not someone who'll sit down and write jokes, like nobody will look at my content and be like, ha, that's a funny line. It's usually like, oh my God, that's so funny, that happens to me too. Okay. You know, so I like to call it more observational humor.
But you do sketches, I do stand-up, they're very different. Yeah.
So where does the journey of that one thought for a joke start from for you?
It depends. It comes in different forms. So sometimes it may be something that happens, and I'm like, ooh, okay, I like that. I'm actually going to get back to my old way of doing it, where I would think of something like, okay, this is funny. Now, how would I end up here? And then
funny
I would,
as in like a real life instance.
Whatever,
funny?
yeah, whatever it would be. I'd be like, okay, this is a funny premise right here. This is the funny part. How can I get there? And I would write it backwards.
Oh.
So I would go here.
So you would rig the storyline a little bit?
Yeah, so I would be like, okay, here's where I want to end up. What would have happened that's funny there? And then you want to make it funny the whole way through. So it's not just bam, bam. It's like pop, 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 the whole way through. But I would write it backwards. So I'm like, okay, here's what I think is funny. Like, say, like you wanted to write a joke about, or write a skit about, I don't know, losing your cards on the plane.
Yeah.
Okay, now the funny part would be somebody else finding them and then creating a YouTube channel and doing the same questions you were going to do.
I'm really hoping nobody does that.
Now you write it backwards. Like, now what would be the reason why I lost it? Like, I had them, I was about to put them in my bag, then the flight attendant came and said, seatbelt. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to put my seatbelt, and then you put the cards, and like and you can embellish the story backwards.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the ways I would write.
Ooh.
But I don't sit down and physically write. I think it out in my head. It's never written down.
Also, a lot of your comedy is very culture specific.
Not anymore. You were at this show.
I know, but like I was hoping for it a little bit. I was like, you know what? Fun fact. I don't know if it's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact. I was sitting in like the first 2-3 rows because I was like, how do you go to a Russell Peters show and not get picked on, right?
Did you not get picked on?
No. Like
it's
you picked
funny,
on the guy.
But honestly, and I'm not making this up, when I saw you, I go, she looks familiar. And it must be because I saw you in the front row.
Really?
Were you by yourself?
I was with him, and he's very difficult not to spot.
He looked familiar too when you both walked in. I go, both familiar looking. So I did see you.
Like I was almost
and I might have thought he was your dad.
No. Kind of.
That's right.
And also you picked on the guy who was sitting right in front of me, the sperm guy.
Oh yeah, you were over there.
Oh,
yeah.
I was right there.
Then he was sitting on the aisle, this guy. Okay, I remember.
Because
you're in the special, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I am?
Yeah, you're in the special because Sperm Guy's in there. So if
I get to be behind Sperm Guy?
Yeah. It's better than Sperm Guy being behind you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, for that, a lot of your content before has been very culture specific. And I see that it's like everything, I don't know about other cultures, but everything also because you're Indian, a lot of things, a lot of references that you make are so bang on and so accurate. Also very, you know, they're not massy. They're very sort of
Detailed.
Yes. How do you do that?
Because I always say detail separates good from great. You know, and that's the way my brain works. So somebody may look at this room, but I will see something detailed about this room that bothered me or stuck out. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it would be right now. Like that guy's hat that says "I like black." It doesn't say what though. I don't know what he likes black, but
he doesn't like us is what he doesn't like right now. Also, when it comes to jokes, especially in a country like India, I think one of the things that we are battling with right now with content on the internet is just everybody getting offended.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah?
People that are going to get offended want to get offended.
They're just
Have
waiting.
you ever been that offended that you need to say something to somebody?
No.
No, you're not. You can be, okay, you can be, that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And then you keep it moving.
Yeah.
People, think about it. Have you ever met an outraged person or these people on the internet that are upset?
No, it's just usernames.
You've never met them because they don't exist. The Russians. They've created these bots to try and disrupt the world.
So that's never a thought that crosses your mind.
I don't think that they're real. I don't think they're real people.
But even outside of the internet, when you do shows...
Have you met them? I've not
Have you met them?
No, you meet people who go, hey, I don't like that joke. I'm like, that's your problem.
Like, have you ever been like sort of ambushed by someone who's just like, how dare you crack this joke on my head?
That would be really bad for them. That could end badly for them, is what I'm saying. I could easily put them to sleep if I need to.
Sleep.
Just sleep.
Nice.
Sleep. And sleep. Good night, sleep.
But tell me something. When, like for example, and this just comes from a complete creator perspective, is that when I write my content, there's always a few things that I know I'm never going to touch upon.
Okay.
Like there's always territories that I know I don't want to go to, and I'm going to stay away from that.
Well, because your goal is probably very similar to mine. You just want to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same goal. So.
But then when you're writing your content, does that ever cross your mind that, oh, okay, this is a territory I'm never... Are there rules? Are there boundaries?
No, I don't. Again, I don't physically write things down. I'll sometimes say on stage, I'll say some stuff that I wouldn't normally say on stage sometimes, but it won't end up in my act.
Ah.
Do you know what I mean? It'll be something I may have said in the moment I felt like it was necessary to say.
Okay.
And then sometimes I'll get off stage and my brother will be like, what the hell was that? What did you say that for? It wasn't even good or funny. I'm like, I just need to say it. I need to get it out of my system.
Yeah.
It's like a sneeze. You get rid of it. You know what I mean? You don't hang on to a sneeze. You let it out. It goes away.
Also, how do you know? Like, what happens with me a lot of times is I write something that I think is hilarious,
Right.
and then it doesn't work. Nobody likes it.
How do you know
Nobody
it doesn't work,
laughs.
though? Because you can't hear the laughter.
Yeah, like if it goes up on my channel, like it doesn't. The video doesn't work, or the idea doesn't work. I get a lot of comments saying, "Oh my God, this wasn't your best," or "What are you thinking? It wasn't even funny."
Yeah, but why do you pay attention to that? But don't you know too?
In my head, it's too good.
Oh well.
Like, that's the problem. Like so many times I do that with him, when I'm like, "Hey, listen, I've got a funny line," and then I say it, and he's like, "And I'm like, "That's it." He's like, "No, it's not funny. Think of something better."
You know what? I had a joke like that years ago.
I feel so much better now.
That I thought was hilarious. And I tried it, I must have tried it on stage maybe 5 times, and it never once even got a smirk.
Okay.
I was driving to a gig. This is in Canada, like in the 90s. And there was this big open field, like a wide open field, and it had a giant sign in the middle of it saying, "Lots for sale." And I was like, lots of what? See? It's still nothing. Still gets nothing.
No, it's funny.
But at the time when I was driving, oh my God, this is brilliant. That was such a good joke. And every time I say it, it still gets nothing. I go, it's still funny to me in my head, but I know better than to say it on stage.
Yeah, how do you know better?
You just know because...
Is that after like trial and
this
error?
reaction alone should let you know this is not stage ready. This was literally for you to laugh on your own.
So does that happen with a lot of your content, or is it like a one-off thing where most times it's a hit, but sometimes it's a miss?
Yeah, there's sometimes you're not going to hit everything all the time. But that's why comedy has to go like this. It's got to be a graph, you know what I mean? Yeah. You bring them up, you bring them down, bring them up, bring them down. You could try to keep them up here, but it's exhausting.
It's always going to come down someday or the other.
Yeah.
What do you think of the sort of comedy that we have going on around, on the internet especially?
I don't watch any of it, to be honest with you.
None of it?
No. When I'm on the internet, what I watch are like documentaries, and astrophysics type stuff.
Is that one of
Science.
those things where, you know, comedians don't watch a lot of comedy, so it doesn't affect their...
It's not even that. It doesn't interest me.
Okay.
I'm like, I'll watch. I watch a lot of documentaries, and if you look at my YouTube history, it's just like it'll be Joe Rogan podcast stuff, astrophysics, and a lot of space type stuff. Cosmos. Yep, Cosmos, all that stuff. And I try to find the most recent photographs being sent back to Earth from Cassini and the Mars rover and all this nerdy stuff.
Wow.
And documentaries on anything. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Okay.
That's how you know I'm old.
Okay.
Or, you know, Pornhub, whatever. But it's one or the other.
That
really,
would be on your YouTube history.
Well, you can find it.
Okay.
You have to accept you have to accept. I agree.
Okay, so when you first started doing comedy, I'm sure life is so much different than it is right now. When now you're traveling so much and you're with your team, so it's a set of people that you hang out with all the time. But before, when you used to meet more people, travel out more, does that sort of like, can you feel the difference when you're writing comedy? If it comes a lot from observation, was life different? Like, was it different then, different now?
Well, no, you're a different person at that then. You know what I mean? It was you never actually figure this game out. It's funny for people who think they're going to figure it out. You can't actually figure this game out. That's the fun part about it. But the other part is you're hungrier then, you're more observant then, and you're younger, so everything is new to you then.
Yeah.
And now, you know, you're seeing things and you're like, I've seen that before in another form. You know, and that's the problem with getting older, is that you become less impressed with things.
Like, I feel like when...
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Right. But you look like you're 17, so you're
Oh,
good.
really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but because when I started making videos about 4 years ago, I used to take the train every day I used to work at a radio station, so I used to take a train every day to the radio station. And I feel like a lot of my content...
Train where everybody's hanging off of it?
Yes.
That's awesome. You ever get stuck on the outside of it?
No, that doesn't happen in the ladies' compartment.
Oh, there's a ladies' compartment.
Yeah, there is a ladies' compartment. That usually happens in the so there's no gents compartment, it's a general. So ladies
Right.
can go there too,
Yeah,
but it's
that's
mostly
not
men.
good for you ladies in there, no.
No.
It becomes more genital than general.
So I used to get a lot of my content there, and I feel like after that stopped,
Yeah.
that is sort of like an area
So
that
you
I'm
feel
never
like
going
you're
to be
disconnected from society.
a little bit.
See, no, I always go out into general population when I'm in places. I always find shopping malls are good places to go, because that's where you get a cross section of a lot of people. And I'll walk through a mall and...
You don't get mobbed?
Sometimes, not that bad. But really, what are they trying to do? They just want to take a picture, say something
True,
nice.
that's so true.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That is so refreshing to listen to. Usually everyone's like, oh no, I don't like shopping at malls because there's too many people.
You know why I hate when people do that?
Yeah.
Because think about the flip side of that. Nobody wants your picture, nobody pays attention, nobody cares. You know what that means?
True.
You've done
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to come up and say something nice to you and take a
You let
picture,
them.
yeah, of course, and you give them the time of day. Don't be a
Also,
jerk. And I like black.
He's not with it.
I know, that's why I like it. So good.
I'll tell you a fun incident that
I'll tell you something. First of all, can I say something about this tattoo here?
Yeah.
This is a brilliant tattoo. Because if you go to a nightclub and they stamp your hand, she can always get into nightclubs now. No, I was in already.
That's a first. I get that a lot for this. People say, "Oh, is this so your farm for
What
your?"
is that?
So it's a glyph. It stands for balance and explore. But like a lot of people joke about, oh, so now the doctor will know where to put the
Needle? And that was something you
See, one of the
definitely...
jokes that was funny in my head.
It was one of those things where you definitely just needed that on your arm for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
You put balance on your... And then wait till you get older and you lose your balance. It's going to be an
But
amazing...
I'll know how to balance.
The irony is going to kill you. You're going to be like, oh, this is great. Look at this. I got a great tattoo for you.
What?
You got room on this arm?
Yes.
Right there. I like black. That's amazing. I think.
So, I was recently at a funeral.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fun story.
Sounds hilarious. Who died? Don't give me names, but like, who were they to you? Friends?
Grandfather.
Friend's grandfather. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah.
Especially at around that age.
Listen, I'm going to keep forgetting what I'm saying.
Go on. Fun
Okay.
story.
So,
First of all fun stories start with I was at a funeral.
let's just call it a story.
Okay.
Okay. So I was there, and there was this woman who comes there, and she wasn't even that close, and she starts howling, right? And then she goes to the grandmother, and she's saying all these fake words of support and stuff like that. And my first thought, which is, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, my first thought was, oh, I should make a video on this.
You should.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Like, I feel like as a creator,
Because,
you can't stop looking for content no matter what situation you're in. Do you know how to stop or when to stop?
No, it's always, if you're a comic, that's the way your brain's programmed. I could already see the sketch, and it could be very funny. Because then the person, here, we're going to work this out right now, and then you're going to do it. You're going to be the person who does the fake crying.
Okay.
Right? You should also make yourself the person who's being cried to, so you can
Oh yeah, that's what we do all the time. We don't have budgets for actors
So
anyway.
it should be you fake crying about this person at the funeral and saying all these things about them, and then the person who's being said to is giving them this blank stare, and it should be like their eyes have dried up because they're not crying anymore, because they're like, look, what the hell are you talking about? And then you're crying and saying all these things about this person that is completely untrue to this person. Then you realize you're in the wrong funeral home.
Oh, that we can do.
See? You're welcome.
Thank you.
I remember being at funerals, and what was that story? I remember I said I can't turn my brain off. I was at a funeral, and I saw a sign. What was the sign again? Oh yeah, come again, or something like that, or yeah, something like that, like something to that effect. I was like, really? At a funeral home? Yeah, or our customers are the best, something like that. Just like, it was something I was like, huh? You've taken me out of this funeral now.
I'm going to write all of these things down, and I'm going to cut it out of this video. So I'll be like, I wrote that.
It's going to be your cheat sheet.
Yeah, my cheat sheet?
Your cheat sheet.
Cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lallu.
It was... You're calling me Lallu? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just like the way it sounds.
Do I look like a Lallu?
I don't know what a Lallu is supposed to look like.
A Lallu is like...
I know I was always called an Ulukapata by my mom, so...
Oh, that's cute. Ulukapatta is cute.
Good. Okay, good.
And it's actually like a...
Son of an owl?
a son of an owl. So it's for your father, actually.
Right. Who?
More than it is for you. Who? This was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed it.
And I am so glad I finally get to meet you.
You too. YouTube. An interesting fact, I was actually the first YouTube sensation.
Oh.
But it wasn't a thing then. Like, I was on YouTube when it started in 2005.
Oh yeah, Susan was talking about that. I remember talking to Susan about it.
I never, again, it wasn't a thing until you guys came along and started creating content for you. You became
Maybe because
YouTubers.
you didn't say like and subscribe.
Yeah, like I didn't know anything about that. No. There was no way of monetizing it back then.
Oh, okay.
You know how rich I'd be today? Damn, we missed it. Missed it by that much.
I really don't know how to follow up to that, but hey,
Click the link and subscribe if you like this video.
Yes. We're going to play that on loop. We got that, right? The sound was okay? Perfect. But this has by far been one of my favorite Tuesday videos. Thank you so much.
I enjoyed it too.
It's so nice to meet you.
You too. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And this god that you brought with you. Which god does he look like again?
Someone Greek.
No, one of the Indian ones.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, you should do that because it's free. And I'll see you again.
It is free. Free is a good thing.
100%. I'll see you again on Thursday until we meet. Love. That's it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.